guys, it's Riana Anais and I'm back again with another video. So today I wanted to talk about breastfeeding with you guys. You know I am your breastfeeding guru, okay? I tell you the truth, I tell you like the T.I. is. If you haven't seen any of my other breastfeeding videos, there's a whole playlist of them. I will drop that link below. But today I wanted to talk to you about something I see online a lot. Why I don't show pictures of my milk stash, a freezer full of milk. Why I don't show pictures of that. Let's talk about stashes right quick. I am so happy and thankful that breastfeeding is like kind of trending right now. People want to breastfeed. It's like people talk about it on social media. They want to normalize it. I love that. But one of the negatives that have come with the social media-ness of breastfeeding is pictures of milk stashes. You've seen them on IG. You've seen them on Pinterest. People literally have separate deep freezers full of thousands of ounces of milk. That's enough to make any mother new to breastfeeding feel very insecure and anxious about her own supply. The reason why I don't show you a freezer full of milk here on this channel, even though I'm very pro breastfeeding, is because I don't have a milk stash. I don't have one. Yet here I am, 20 months in, still breastfeeding. So I am blessed to be able to stay at home with Gigi and breastfeed on demand. She's still breastfed on demand at 20 months. I know not everyone has that luxury, but whether you stay at home or go to work, you don't need a freezer full of milk. In fact, unless you're going out of town for an extended amount of time without your child, getting major surgery where you're not going to be able to breastfeed for an extended amount of time, or donating or selling your milk, you don't need any more than a 3-day supply in your freezer or refrigerator. Your average baby, breastfed baby, any age, only needs 25 to 32 ounces of milk per day. That means they're feeding about 2 ounces of milk every 2 waking hours. Why don't you need a stash, and why can that actually be detrimental to your breastfeeding journey? Let's get into the reasons now. Number 1, you want to feed your baby. You don't want to feed your freezer. Milk holds up well in the freezer. However, fresh milk is the best milk, especially when your baby's very young. Your milk is constantly changing. Even if your baby gets sick, did you realize when you put that baby to your breast that your milk will change in antibodies in order to help your baby get well? Your milk changes as they get older. Newborn milk is totally different than what I'm feeding Gigi now at 20 months. Number 2, having a huge supply can lead to clogged ducts and mastitis. And believe me, that ain't what you want. That ain't what you want, okay? Wrong road. Wrong road. Oversupply is not a good thing. I know you see all these pictures and it's like, oh, I need to do that. I need to make sure I'm prepared. Being prepared looks like about 3 days worth of milk in your freezer. Extra milk creates oversupply, and oversupply is actually not a good thing. It can be very painful. You're constantly engorged, lead to clogged ducts, which are painful, and then mastitis, which is even worse. So you just don't want to oversupply. Everybody, well, most of us at the early stages, we have an oversupply, but it's not something you want to keep, okay? Number 3, thinking you need to feed a freezer can be very stressful and create anxiety in your breastfeeding journey. Do you know that pumping just 1 to 2 ounces after feeding your baby is actually normal? Even if you're at work and you're pumping to replace, babies only need 1 to 1.5 ounces per hour that they'll be away from you. Okay, that's all they need. So many women freak out in these breastfeeding groups or here on YouTube or in person that my supply is going down. It's not going down, sweetie. At 6 to 8 weeks, your milk starts to regulate. There's no longer that oversupply. Your body's regulating your milk so you're not engorged all the time and you're producing enough milk to feed your baby. And that's it. You don't need any more than that unless you got another baby you feed, okay? If baby needs more milk, baby is going to latch more often, cluster feed, and increase your supply for you. There's no need to freak out. The goal of your breast and your body is to regulate the milk so you're not just full of milk all the time. You just need to feed your baby. That's it. You weren't built to feed the baby and feed the freezer. You were built to feed the baby. Number 4, It's not a competition, y'all. You're not a better mother, a better provider, anything because you have a freezer full of milk. It just means you are oversupplier. That's it. Don't look at these pictures and think that is like the norm or the goal. It should not be, unless, like I said at the top of this video, if you're a donator, yes. If you're providing milk for other babies, yeah, have a freezer full so you can have it ready to go. But that is very little of us. Your average mom is not a donator. Average mom doesn't naturally have that oversupply forever like that, okay? So some of us, we're just naturally oversuppliers. There's nothing that they're doing extra. They just naturally do it. And that's different. But for most of us, on average, we're not feeding a freezer. We just need enough to feed our baby. That means you only need about 30 ounces a day. And that's it. You don't need any more. And number 5, it is hard work keeping up with an oversupply. That means you are power pumping. You are trying to out pump your supply so you don't get mastitis, so you don't get clogged ducts, so you're not engorged. It is a lot of work. You are basically turning yourself into a milk cow.
Yeah, bitch, I'm a cow. Bitch, I'm a cow. I'm not a cat. I don't say meow. Moo.
Constantly pumping, organizing, labeling, storing, buying extra freezers. For what? If you're not donating, for what? Because you saw something on Pinterest that made you think that that was supposed to happen? It is very hard to keep up with that, okay? And then once you've created an oversupply, you gotta keep going at it, or your breasts will get engorged and lead to clogs, mastitis. It can also increase the flow of your letdown, making it very hard for baby to latch. It just creates all kinds of problems. Ask anyone with an oversupply. It ain't fun, okay? It's not fun. And all of that time you spent pumping, labeling, and organizing, you could have been rocking and feeding your baby right from the tap, okay? So don't do it. So I hope this video helped somebody who's breastfeeding today and is chasing the freezer full of milk. You don't need it, sis, okay? You don't need it. Give it a big old thumbs up, you guys. Be sure you're subscribed to this channel if you love motherhood and lifestyle videos. And you don't have to go anywhere right now. There is more videos that you can watch here and here. And until the next video, bye.